Yeah, today's topic is yet again about the election tribunal, the Presidential Election Tribunal that's still ongoing. And I have decided to take on this topic because of some of the backlashes that I got in my last video. And the topic for today is Peter Obi a sore loser who can't accept defeat? That's the topic for today. I know many obedients would want to come for me, but of course, just calm down and watch the video before you nail me. I'll take my topic out of context, but of course, just calm down and watch the video before you come for me. Peter Obi, who was the second runner-up in the presidential election of 2023, has been the most ferocious challenger in this election. Even the crown prince of Adamawa, Atiku Abubakar, who came second, hasn't really been this ferocious in challenging the outcome of the election. Atiku Abubakar, whom many believe is a serial presidential contestant. So Atiku believes that if there was ever a time that the presidency was so sure for him, then this is the time. But many believe after trying for 29 years to be the president of Nigeria, thus earning him the title a serial presidential contestant, that it was time Atiku gave up his ambition. Let's hear what the former governor of Cross River State, Donald Duke, has to say about this. Take a listen.
But also let me focus on Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar has been contesting the presidency since 1992. Indeed, there is really no election since 1992 that he has not participated in. He ran against Abiola. In 1999, he ran first as governor, then as vice president. In 2003, he picked a form. And that was the crisis, that was what led to the crisis between him and Obasanjo. 2007, he ran, I think he ran on AD or so. 11, he ran, came back to PDP, right? He ran, was it 11? He ran in 11 against Jonathan. 15, he ran. 19, he ran. 23, he wants to run. Now only you did.
As you can see, he's been contesting for the election since 1993. Anyway, that's just by the way. But Obi has been the most ferocious challenger of this election, trying to upturn the victory of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. That even Atiku, who came second in this election, hasn't been this ferocious, making people wonder that he's not challenging the victory of Asiwaju Bola Tinubu as much as Obi is challenging. I mean, it's even been rumored that he's trying to throw in the towel. But of course, Nigerians, when things like this happen, they want to, cook up some stories and garnish it so that, I don't know, for whatever reasons and stuff. But I don't think that Atiku is actually withdrawing from the ongoing challenge in the election tribunal. There is so much involved in it. But the question is, what is it that is making Obi so adamant in challenging the victory of Asiwaju that most people are really not seeing? What is that thing that's giving him that impetus, that's convincing him that he did not only defeat Bola Tinubu, but he also defeated Atiku Abubakar, who came second in this election? And that is what my video is going to be looking at today. That thing that is making Obi so sure that he won this election. We're also going to look at the witnesses Obi brought to the tribunal vis-a-vis the evidence presented so far. So welcome to my channel, Shemi's Digest. I welcome on board my new subscribers as I continue to appreciate my returning subscribers. This is the channel where we get to speak out and say it as it is. So for Obi to be that adamant, then there must be something he is seeing that we are not seeing. So let's go back to the pre-election period. Social media was agog with the obedient movements. Some very respected media outfits and organizations conducted some polls where Obi was seen to be ahead of other contestants. Could all these vibes, be responsible for the false sense of victory for Obi? Well, it doesn't lie within me to answer this question. Of course, is that not why Obi is in the courts? Secondly, Obi was endorsed publicly. This time there was no hiding it as Baba came out. OBJ. We all know the enormous influence the former president Obasanjo wields in today's Nigeria. He came out publicly without fearing anybody and said they should vote for Obi and that the youth should, rally around him and give him the necessary support, and that the youth interest will be well served under Obi's government, that Obi was very fit. I'm sure he was trying to take a jab at the other contestants who probably thought they were not as fit as Obi. And then in order for Obi to also, confirm what OBJ said, I was very fit. We saw Obi each time he was climbing the campaign stage. We saw how he was jogging to show that, yes, I'm fit, And then to also counter the narrative that the other presidential contestant, for example, Tinubu, wasn't as fit and as strong as Obi. Tinubu also brought out his own video where he was cycling, that he's also very fit. I'm telling you, you can watch from the video, and after that, obedience went wild with excitement, chanting, Obi has won, Obi has won, even when the election was not even held. You can just imagine that, just because of the endorsements of the former president, and then suddenly Obi has won the election. So could all this have been what must have given Peter Obi this false sense of victory? Well, like I said, I'm not in a position to answer this question. Is that not why he's in the court? Of course. All this happened during the pre-election period, but do not lose sight of this topic. Is Obi a sore loser who can't accept defeat? Because for Obi to keep insisting that he won both Tinubu and Atiku, don't you think there could be some merit in that? Instead of just calling him a sore loser who cannot accept defeat, just ask him. Now let's go into the period of the election. That's the almighty 25th February 2023. What transpired during that period? Perhaps these are the things that have given Peter Obi this false sense of victory, that he won the election. So let's take a trip to what transpired during the election period. So what could have given Obi this ginger that he was the winner of the election? Now let's see what happened on the day of the election. Come with me. Obi floored Tinubu fair and square in the almighty Lagos State, a state many believe is owned and controlled by Tinubu. Now this is it. If there was any convincing that Obi beat Tinubu and Atiku hands down, this was it. There was no tie break in Lagos State. It was a clear win where Bodilon fell, just like London has fallen. Of course, Bodilon fell during the election period, just like London fell. Have you guys seen that movie, London Has Fallen, acted by Gerard Butler? Anyway, that's just by the way. Could this have given Obi a false sense of victory that he actually won the election? And again I said, it is not in my place to answer this question. Is that not why Obi is in the courts? To prove his case. Now, let's look at FCT that seems to be assuming the position of an electoral college just as is practiced in the US, where any candidate that wins receives the absolute majority of electoral votes cast wins the election. In this case, Peter Obi won in the FCT by scoring over 25% mandatory votes, where the other contenders couldn't receive the 25% votes cast. Could FCT be our own electoral college where, the presidential candidate who wins in the FCT scoring 25% votes and above has a better chance of winning the election? But Nigeria is not US, where the electoral college determines who becomes the president. Yeah, every state in Nigeria commands the same electoral value. Of course, this is not for me to say. Like I always say, it's for the court to determine. Anyways, Obi floored Tinubu and Atiku in the FCT by getting above the 25% mandatory vote cast as required by law. There is something very interesting about the FCT that you must know. FCT is a seat of power where Asugov is, where the ruling APC is controlling. So if Obi winning Lagos was a sure bet for him to clinch the presidency, then winning FCT was just a confirmation of that victory. So if Obi was ever in doubt of becoming the president of Nigeria after he won in Lagos State, winning FCT, all that would have been cleared. Perhaps you don't understand why Obi must feel this way. Now, hear this. Obi wrestled with the powers that be, defeated the larger-than-life image of a man called Buhari, a sitting president, a court-like personality in the north, who consistently got 12 million votes in all the 4 elections he has contested. But Obi defeated him fair and square in FCT with all the federal mights. And who is Jagaban that Obi will not defeat? Perhaps this is the reason why Obi has this false sense of victory. Of course, like I always say, it is not in my place to answer this question. Is that not why he is in the courts to prove his case? Now, coming back to the post-election period, the elections are over, and now this is the post-election period in the Presidential Election Tribunal, where Obi has again shown that he is a hard nut to crack in the Presidential Election Tribunal. I mean, we've seen all the experts he has assembled and brought to court, ranging from the cloud engineer, expert in IREV and Beavers. I mean, we've seen all the witnesses that Obi has brought. I mean, Obi was so charged up, it was gingered up, that he was going to take back his mandate, and he requested for the court to give him 7 weeks to, present 50 witnesses to prove his case beyond every reasonable doubt that indeed he won this election. So, I mean, let's have a peep into some of those moments. So, guys, have you seen the myriads of witnesses Obi brought to the court? I mean, Obi has been so overwhelmingly convinced that indeed he floored both Atiku and and Tinubu in the election, for him to even dare to ask the court to give him 7 weeks to present 50 witnesses, and you think Obi is your mate. So guys, let's even see some of the experts who will be brought to the court, ranging from the cloud engineer to the IREV and Beavers experts who are vested in the Amazon Web Services technology that was employed by INEC in the presidential election, that which the experts say such technology does not fail. In fact, that such technology has a 99.9% success rate, that there was nothing called technical glitch, that no technical glitch ever happened during the presidential election, that if anyone is trying to say that there was a technical glitch during that period, the person is trying to play what they call mago. That's a foul play. That there is no such thing, that this technology never fails. Never fails. I was wondering, is there a technology that doesn't fail? Well, they say this technology never fails, and it has 99.9% success rate, so it never fails. So could this be what has given Mr. Peter Obi this false sense of victory? And again, I say, it is not in my place to answer this question. Is that not why Peter Obi is in court, to prove his case? Now, in fact, they even went ahead to say that the results that were not uploaded into the server showed Peter Obi winning everything. And then you don't want Peter Obi to fight tooth and nail to take back his mandates. And of course, this could be the reason why Peter Obi has this false sense of victory, that he won the election. Well, it is not in my place to respond to that. After all, is that not why he's in the courts? To prove his case. Again, another thing that could have given Obi this ginger that he won the election is about the declared winner, Tinubu. Could have been the controversy surrounding the winner of the election, Bola Tinubu. Now let's see these controversies that has given Obi this ginger, that if everything else fails, if they can't declare him the winner based on the 25% FCT votes and many other things, but issues bordering on the person, Bola Tinubu, who is now the president. If the other one fails, then this one should not fail. If he's disqualified, then of course, that's it, to pave the way for him to perhaps have maybe a rerun of the election, a rerun or a runoff, whichever INEC chooses to employ. Now let's look at this controversies surrounding the winner of the election, who is the president of Nigeria. For now, he's the president of Nigeria. Let's go down there and say that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu has been embroiled in some kind of controversies. His academic qualification has been questioned, that his NYC certificate has a name that does not match his current name, that is reading Tinubu Bola Adekunle and not Tinubu Bola Ahmed. So that's the controversy. Another one is the Chicago University degree, which has his gender as female. Again, another thing that could be considered to disqualify Tinubu as the president is the $460,000 forfeiture assets by an American court bordering on the proceed from narcotic. So that's another strong point Obi is trying to use to disqualify Bola Tinubu, that Bola Tinubu was convicted, was charged and convicted, and as a result of that, they had out of court settlements where $460,000 was used as settlement, was forfeited so that the case could be wiped off, so that he would not go to jail, so that he will not go to jail. So he's hoping that this will probably help his case if the other one fails, and then perhaps this will definitely help his case. And again, they also talked about his alleged Guinean passport. As the president of Nigeria, he is not allowed to be a citizen of any other country except Nigeria. Dual citizenship is not allowed for someone that is vying for the presidency. So these are the things that Obi is hoping that if the other one fails, then of course he may likely get Tinubu with this. I'm getting out of the seat. That's it. I must be there. I must be there. Obi is not smiling. He must take back his mandate. So with all this, isn't it true that the 2023 presidential election is not over and done with? And for those who are saying that Peter Obi is a sore loser who cannot accept defeat, are they saying that he should throw in the towel at this point? If Obi feels that there was a foul play or a plot to deny him of his victory, is it not right for him to dig deep to get to the bottom of this? Of course, all these are up to the election tribunal to decide. This is where I draw the curtain for today. Thank you for finding the time to watch my video. If you like the content of this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Strike on that notification bell so that you get to be notified whenever I upload a video like this. Leave your comment down below and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Stay awesome. See you pretty soon. Peace as always. Out.